This one is from Tim in Texas. First visit to Disney with a 6-year-old. Reading reviews and finding a lot of complaints about the value and moderate resorts of musty rooms and rooms not cleaned well. Trying to decide whether to stay at Hilton Bonnet Creek or a Disney resort. Cannot afford a deluxe. Do you have suggestions on which moderate or value resorts have the best reputation for being clean? We are not as worried about amenities. Tim, this is a good question, and it's one of those that's kind of tough to answer because I don't know about those reviews. I don't know who's giving those. And from time to time, Disney hotels do go through kind of an up and down period. All hotels do. Hilton Bonnet Creek goes through an up and down. Right before they all get refreshed, they probably need a refreshing. So with this, I ask my partners over at Destinations to Travel for some recommendations and what they would say. I asked them to send me a recommendation. So Chris Boyer from Destinations to Travel, he sent this for us. Chris says, while some folks have some room complaints, let me tell you that in over a dozen stays at Walt Disney World, I have not experienced these rooms issues personally. I can say that myself too. I have not experienced any problems, and I stay at the Pop Century all the time. Disney has incredibly high standards, and their mousekeeping staff goes out of their way to ensure the rooms at the resorts meet expectation of their guests, which is quite a task, considering just the Pop Century has almost 3,000 rooms, 2,884 rooms at the Pop Century alone. If you are specifically looking for a clean, up-to-date room in the value or moderate category, the Art of Animation Resort is the newest resort, opening in 2012. Art of Animation is beautiful, great theming, and is very much a favorite among a lot of Disney guests. Pop Century, I mentioned it already, Pop Century would be the second recommendation in the value category. It is currently undergoing refurbishment. They've just started refurbishing the Pop Century. They're going to refurbish all the rooms in the Pop Century between now and next May, I think it is. While you cannot guarantee a specific room, you can book the Pop Century and request to be placed in the section that has been remodeled. I think the 90s section was just about finished this week, so they're starting at the 90s and moving north. So you would request a 90s room, and that would be refurbished. Pop is also a fan favorite and has a great reputation for being clean and comfortable. Stayed there a bunch of times. Yeah, sometimes it gets a little rundown, but that's what the refurbishments are all about. In the moderate category, Coronado Springs is also undergoing a refurbishment, and the rooms look fantastic. Theming of the Coronado Resort is great, and the newly refreshed rooms are bright and welcoming. So there you go. Recommendations. Again, I agree with Chris. The rooms, yes, for the most part, 99.99% of people have a really good stay at Disney hotels. Hundreds of thousands of people. There are 28,000 hotel rooms at Walt Disney World. So there's going to be a few clunkers at times. Just natural. For the most part, Disney hotels are top-notch. They always rank very high in customer satisfaction. So I wouldn't worry about staying at any of the Disney hotels. Like Chris says, the Pop Century, the newly refurbished rooms will be brand new. The Art of Animation, still a new hotel. The Coronado Springs, newly refurbished rooms, should take care of things. I hope that helps, Chris.